Hello everyone, and today's agenda for learning Java basic part here is we will learn about list concept. Okay, what is list? How is the syntax? How you declare it? How you use it? What are different functions available for the list? We'll talk about all these things. So as the name itself is simple, right? List. It's actually list. Whenever you want to, let's say, go for shopping, so you create the list, right? How you do it? You make it like, let's say, I'll give a name, shopping list. How you made it? Something like this. When you have, let's say, sticky note or something, right? You make it like this. Okay, I'll buy sort. Let's say you are going to a big supermarket, right? We'll create it like this. My shopping list is this. I'll I'll buy this. I'll buy coffee, right? I'll buy, let's say, some fruit, right? You can put it properly like what fruit you want, but okay, as of now I'm saying fruit. Okay, then maybe you want to buy a watch, right? So you create it like this. Generally, in real life we create the list like this. Same thing, if you want to uh, make this thing in program, it's possible, right? But how it is different from array? If you have heard about array in programming language, you declare it like this. I'm writing, let's write it in real Eclipse itself. So here I'll create a class, new class, list demo, list demo one. So the new people here who have not worked, let's say in Java, no problem. It's like we are creating a new program. Okay. And do it with me. If you have Eclipse with you, do it with me, whatever I'm doing here. So what I was saying, generally, it's like when you want to create array, you write it like this. Int, let's say, you give any name, W bracket is equal to new int, and you have to provide the size 10. Let's say 10 items you want to purchase, right? Or let's make it string. Why we are doing it like integer? You can make string also. Let's do it in this way. String W is equals to new string. Okay, this thing. Now you can put, let me make it 5 only. Okay, 5. And then you can put the values. So for example, W0 is equals to same thing. We had this salt, coffee, fruit, watch, this 4 things, right? Let me copy here and I'll put it here. Okay, just a minute, like this. The W0 is salt. You have to put it in double quote because this is a string. Okay. Then W1 is something and so on. W1 is coffee. Okay, that's it. Let me declare these 2 things only, not other things. Okay, so that's fine. That is what that will work fine. And right, if you want to print this, you can print these values. Maybe using for loop also you can do it. And you can explicitly also print this, that what is inside W0. And what is inside W1? You can print that thing. But there is a problem. In this kind of approach, there is a problem. I'll tell you what is the problem. Let me run this first. Yeah, it's working fine. See here in the output, you are able to see salt and coffee. Fine. We are printing it. We are assigning it at W0. The value is salt. W1 will be coffee. And then you can decide for W2, W3, W4, right? In that way. There is a problem here that you are restricted to put 5 values, right? Because you have to decide that what will be the size of your array, how many, how much, max values you can put, right? It's a real life problem. In Java program, if you are using array, the problem is when you are declaring the array, at that moment, you have to decide what will be the max size of array. So you cannot put 6th value. That will give you an error. So for example, if I say W of 5, index 5, right? Actually, this is 6th value because index starts from 0. If I say here, I want to buy t-shirt, okay, my 6th item. Syntax wise, it's fine. See here, because what Java thinks that, okay, W should be there and the index value, which should be an integer. So it's fine. But when you will execute this, it will show you one exception. It will say that, see here, index 5 out of bounds for length 5, because the length was 5 and you want to put it at index 5, array index out of bounds exception. Same case. Whatever you'll put greater than, or equal to 5 thing, it will show you error. Because for this, it's limited. You can do W0, W1, W2, W3, W4. That's it. Out of that, it will not be able to put it, right? Again, same error. Now, so we say array is fixed size data type. Okay. So what you should do is there should be a solution which should be dynamic, in nature, that whatever value I want to add one by one, it should get added. Whatever value I am putting one by one, it should get added. So this is the solution. What happens is in the list, it doesn't say that you have a particular area and you will be able to do the things like that only. So for example, if you will use list, what it will do, first value will put, okay, salt, that's fine. So as of now, in my list, only one value is there. It's like this. Okay, do you want to add another value? That's fine. So you will say that, okay, I want to add what? Coffee, next item. Okay, so as of now, there are two values. It's like this. You don't have to decide the size at the time of declaration. It's like dynamic list, which you can add. You can delete some values. You can add again. It's like this. In real life also, we do this thing, right? We make the list and then later on, no, we don't want coffee. So we strike through it, right? We we either strike through, I don't know whether that is possible here or not, through some, I believe it should be possible, but I don't know. In Word, it's very easy to do strike through. So you can, delete this. You can update it. No, I don't want coffee. I'll delete it. And I want, let's say tea. Instead of coffee, I want tea. It's possible. Okay. In list, it's possible very easily. That's what we want to implement today. So if you see technically, List is interface. Okay. We have not done the, theoretical and practical part about list, about interface. So don't worry about the definition part of it. We'll come back to this again. Today, we want to understand, how to declare it, how it works and all. Okay. So how you declare it? You declare it like this: list, my list name is equals to new linked list. Or so there are four kind of lists: linked list, array list, vector, and stack. Okay. So there are four kind of, different type of list: linked list, array list, vector, and stack. We are going to cover today this one, the second one, which is used, most of the time. The second one, the array list. Okay. So array list is not same as array. Okay. Array concept is different. The name of the list is array list because one by one you are putting it. It's like this. Okay. But you should read about other type of list also. And you can read it from here. You can do some practicals also. Okay, fine. What is the general syntax of it? So general syntax is this: list, what kind of data you want to put, data type, the list name, and you can say arrays dot as list and then particular array name. So basically you can convert one array to array list also. You can convert array to list also. But don't do this thing. Don't do this thing. We'll do in a very simple way. I don't want to do the things in this way. Don't worry. So this is one example. If you see here, I'll make it large. There is array where cities are there. What you can do is, because there are four values, right? But you want to keep on adding the values. So you want to make it dynamic. So what you can do, you can say, no, this is now my list as a string. So what you are doing, you are converting this array to the list here. And then you are printing it and all. I don't want to do this. I will do it in other ways. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Go down. Yes, this is better way to declare it, and we will use this pattern. Okay. Let's do that. So this was one way. We talked about it. Now we will leave this. We don't want to do in this way. Just a minute. Let's create list. How list will be created then? Let's create it. So we will say, actually you will use the word list. Okay. And if you do control space, it will tell you that what is the correct syntax. So it should be capital L I S T. And when you hover over it, it will show you the whole definition part of it, theoretical part of it. Java document will itself will show you the whole thing about what is list, examples and all. Okay. Here it should be capital L. So what is the name of my list? It's shopping list. You can give any name. This is given by us. Is equals to new. Now, what happens with list is, because it is interface, right? You cannot say new list here. Basically, you should implement another class. That's why we saw that, right? There are four type of lists. So here you have to mention what kind of list you are using. So I want to use array list. I want to use array list. It's like this. You have to declare it like this. And when you are declaring it here, list, you have to tell what type of data type you are going to put. So I want to put all string. Okay. So here you have to say list of string where I want to, have array kind of list, right? It's an array list. Means one by one, I want to put the value. Okay. Array list is very simple. One by one, you put the values. That is called array list. That's it. Why it is showing me error? So you can just be here. It will show you suggestion that you have to import java.util. So there is one library which you have to add if you want to use list. It's very simple. See here, we have to import java.util.list if you want to use list functions, all the list related functions. Okay, done. Now I want to add the all the items. So what I will say shopping list dot add. How simple it is. I'll say add. I want to add a new value. So I will say let's add something. So for example, what was that? We put it right, fruit and watch. So fruit. I want to add one more thing. So I'll say shopping list dot add watch. Done. Done. So this shopping list is not related to anything related to this W. Okay. This is another thing. This is another thing about array and all. Okay. I am deleting that. I am deleting that because we are not implementing array thing, right? Okay, delete it. And you can see this list, how many values are there till now. You can simply do system.out.println and say, I want to print shopping list. Done. But that will not show you in your one by one way. It will show you in this way, fruit, comma, watch. Okay, it is showing me that you have two values as of now. Fine. You can add another value. So we are performing all those add, delete, and everything. So it is not stopping you anywhere that you cannot add another value. If you remember in previous example, because the array size was fixed, you were not able to add another values, right? Maybe after 5 values, you cannot add it. But here I can keep on adding. Let's add more values. So let's have these many values, right? Around 7. So let's add more thing. Fruit, watch, tea. Let's add more thing. Let's say I talk about the salt, let's say, and then toy. Okay. Then I want to buy, let's say, chocolate. And I want to buy, let's say, mug. That's it. Fine. So if I'll run this, line number 17 is showing me the list. After that, I'm just adding it. This is added, but you're not showing it, right? So if you want to see that, what is my updated list, you have to print it, no? So after the addition, I will say again, print it. Okay. So this time, if you see, you have fruit, watch, tea, salt, toy, chocolate, mug, everything. And it is showing you in the order how you added it. Same as like you create the list of your items to be purchased, right? In a sticky note on some paper, something similar. Okay. But this is not the right way to print the list. Okay. I'll show you what can be the correct way to iterate through the list. Okay. So basically, if you want to do it, you should use for loop. So to use the for loop, you should know the size of something, right? You should know the size, that from where to start, from where to end, right? So let's say, we'll say int q is equals to shopping list dot size. So there is a function called size, which will give you how many items are there in your list, which will give you how many items are there in your list. So if I'll run this program, it should say me how many items. So it's 7 items. How many items? There are 7 items now. So if you want to print it one by one, you can use for loop. I'll say for integer p is equals to 0, p is less than q, because q contains the real how many elements are there, p plus plus. And in the for loop, you can say what I want to print. I want to print from the shopping list dot get me p. It's like get me 0, get me 1, get me 2. So get is a function which will have the index value, and it will say, okay, from the shopping list, get the 0th value, the first value, the second value. Again, because this is array list, it starts with 0th index. Okay, it's like this. It starts with 0th index. So this time, if I'll run this, it will print the things one by one. See here, fruit, watch, tea, salt, toy, chocolate. Okay, one of the way to parse through list. Another way can be, there is another way. There is a for each loop, which we are learning today. Another way is you can simply write for string temp, or you can write any name. It's not just temp. It's your given by you. For string temp, and here it will be shopping list. And here you will simply print temp. Okay. This may be new to you. This is called for each loop. How it works? And it looks simple, right? It looks simple. This one, you should know the starting point. You should know less than q, ending point, p plus plus. Whereas this looks very simple. It's saying how it works, So just one colon is required. What it does, for, it's like for each of this shopping list, put it into temp. It's like this, one by one. So one value will be captured from here, will go to temp, first value, and it will print. Then automatically it will go up. Second value from the shopping list, it will put it to this temp, print it. Third value, fourth value, and it understands automatically that when there is a last item, stop there. You don't have to put break, nothing like that. Okay, so this time, if I'll run this, let's see what will happen. It's printing me. See here, all these values, it is able to print. That's it about list first part. Now we will do update, delete, change something. That we will do it. Okay.